Namaste Yin Yoga community, and welcome to your short and sweet Yin Yoga class. Today we will begin laying down on our spine, so when you're ready, coming on down. Now you can use a blanket on top of your mat or wherever you like. And I'm going to come into my Supta Baddha Konasana, so my laying butterfly. Having the soles of my feet together and my knees splayed out to the side. And anytime you can use any props like cushions or blankets or books to place underneath the thigh near the axis if you feel any sensitivity in the hip flexors or anything like that. So I'm nursing something on the right side, so I'm going to place a cushion underneath there. You have the palms at either side of you or on the belly if that feels better, or up above the head coming into the shoulders. And just keeping a gentle gaze or closing down the eyes. And just remembering that you have nothing to do and nowhere to be. And that everything is okay. The thoughts will continue to flow in and out. And you always continue to hear sounds in the background. But as yogis and yoginis, these thoughts and these sounds, they don't disturb us. We just acknowledge them, accept them, and then return back to the single point of focus that is our breath. Maybe to begin with, just noticing the quality of the air that you breathe and where in the body you're breathing it into, the chest, the ribs, or the belly. And then if you like, you can start to deepen the breath. As you inhale through the nose, down the esophagus, into the belly. And then exhale, letting it all go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. I feel like maybe starting to lengthen the exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe even 6. And with every exhale, relax further into the earth beneath you. We'll just spend a few more long breaths here. And then in your own time, you can start to gently bring the knees together if you're in your Supta Baddha Konasana. So I always like to use the support of my hands. Maybe bringing one leg up gently and then the other to meet it. Maybe knees come together and feet fall out wide, and just take a moment here, letting it all bounce back. Yin Yoga, this part of the sequence is just as important as the poses themselves. And then if it feels okay to do so, you're welcome to bring the knees to the chest. Maybe just drawing them in or hugging behind the thigh or onto the shins. Maybe a gentle rock side to side just to massage the lower back. Maybe making circles going one way and then the other way. And then from here we need to come up to seated. So grounding the soles of the feet down and just bringing your knees over to one side, rolling the torso over. And grounding through the palm and slowly rolling up the spine. The head is the last thing to come up. Okay. Alrighty, so from here we're going to continue on with some seated asanas. We're going to come into our seated butterfly now. So similar to what we were doing before, except now we're upright. I'm going to sit on the edge of a cushion because I tend to round into my lower back. So this helps me to keep the tilt more the hips. And in Yin Yoga, we sort of kind of make a square shape. However, some yogis prefer to bring the heels closer. That's a little bit more into the upper thigh. So if that's for you, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to get a nice big square. And then you have a few options here as well. So you can just surrender forward. You can bring the palms facing up underneath the calves. Or you can use any props to create a fort. So I have a bolster. You don't have to have one for Yin Yoga though. You can use a rolled up blanket or a whole bunch of cushions off your bed. And then from here, maybe using some more props like a block or another cushion to support the forehead. And that's all you need to do. Remembering in Yin Yoga, we don't come to our deepest edge, our deepest stretch. We come to around halfway, maybe 70% max. We can place any props anywhere we like around the body, but then we work to then settle here. We then use time and patience rather than force and willfulness to come into our connective tissues. We can't get to our connective tissues unless our muscles are completely relaxed. Using every inhale to just be, and every exhale to let go. Inhaling, I'm just here now. Exhaling, I'm letting go of resistance. maybe the resistance in the spine, the back. Keep that relaxed. And check in what's happening with the shoulders and the lats and the traps. We're so used to holding tension there. So can we use our next exhale to gently roll them down and relax those as well. As well as having the neck completely relaxed. And what about the jaw and teeth? And they relax as well. Inside of the cheeks and the tongue relaxed. As well as the eyelids. And the space behind the eyes, relaxed. When thoughts start to roll in, just labeling them as thinking, without any judgment or aggression. And return back to the single pointed focus that is and always will be the breath. Maybe over time this asana will start to feel easier, more open maybe. Of course, at any time if you need to come out early, please do. That goes with not just online classes but classes in studio as well. Maybe over time you can gently remove any props as the body falls, as those connective tissues lengthen. Just have a few more long breaths here. And then on your next inhale, gently rolling up the spine, super slow. And take a moment in neutral, whatever that is for you. Maybe you need to bring the knees together and then let them lengthen out. Be gently opening up into the chest. And then from here, we're going to open up now in our assisted fish or reclined seat. So I'll let you choose. So for our reclined seat, you can do a restorative variation. So use some books or blocks at the top of the mat of where your head would go. And you paste the bolster on there as well. Bring your hips ground on the floor, and you can place a cushion underneath there too. And just laying back on that support. Or if you like, and this variation is not for everyone, so don't ever force it. We bring the bolster or the prop or the rolled up blanket across the spine instead. So everyone's spine is a little bit different, so you might have to have a little bit of a play to see where it feels good for you. I like to sort of have it somewhere a little bit more into the middle. And then from here, we just surrender into it that way. Now I have the block underneath my head, which is freaking awesome because we don't want our head suspended. So if it looks like this, it's a little bit too much stress onto the back of the neck and the throat, so keep it supported. Of course, if your head is touching the floor, then you can just use the floor. Okay. And then from here, this is a huge bolster, so I'm going to use another prop underneath my hips, my butt. Okay, nice. And you can have the legs however you please as well. So you can have the legs long to continue to find length and extension. You can come into your Baddha Konasana if you want to continue coming into the hips. You can have the knees facing up as well. Or you can come into your Sukhasana, so like crossed ankles. I'm going to have them long. And it may feel better as well to keep the palms onto your belly, but if it's available to you, see if you can really come into the shoulders by letting them surrender out at either side of you. Keeping a gentle gaze or closing down the eyes once again. And adjust at any time you need to, but otherwise just settling once more. So remember, as a Western society, we spend so much time rounding forwards in our shoulders, whether it be, sitting on an unsupportive couch, binge watching on Netflix, or like the way we drive, or look down at these tiny little screens. So maybe even just how we protect ourselves over time. So use this moment, gently opening up here, the chest, the shoulders, maybe even the throat, completely exposing ourselves, completely surrendering to just what is, just as we are. With no judgment or aggression, just as we are. Using every inhale to just be, and every exhale to let go. Using this asana to create space where we may have been once stuck. What yoga is all about. We'll just spend a few more long breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can start to come into neutral with the legs first. So bringing the knees together if they're not there already, or bending into them. And just take a moment as that bounces back, as new blood flows through. And then from here, if it feels okay to do so, you can roll to the side or gently roll up the spine. So my bolster's humongous, so I'm going to use my arms on the bolster and slowly roll on up. And then when you get there, just let your head hang heavy and your shoulders round. Do nothing. And the next inhale, rolling up the spine. Let's find our way back on there. So removing any props out of the way. So laying down long, maybe you would like the bolster underneath your knee. So we're preparing for Shavasana, by the way. So when you have the bolster underneath your knees, it helps to release the lower back and the hamstrings as well. And before settling in, if you feel the need to, draw the knees to the chest, or a gentle rock side to side, or circles, massaging the lower back, or maybe spinal twists. And then settling at neutral. If you have an eye pillow or something to place over your eyes, you're more than welcome to. Maybe on top of your hips for grounding. Keeping a gentle gaze or closing down the eyes. So welcome to your Shavasana. So Shavasana is a Sanskrit word for corpse pose. It literally means laying down like a dead person. So we can wake up reborn once again. Remembering you have nothing to do and nowhere to be. And that everything is okay. Feel free to stay in this so very important and beautiful and nourishing asana for as long as you like by simply pausing this video. And thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste.